session, right? So last session we discussed about working with different data types. So we learned about types. What are the various types, and especially working with date type. Now, after understanding about the date type, how do we work with the dates? Now, one more important you need to know is about we need to discuss about operators. So technically TypeScript operators, right? Technically we need to understand about what are all the operators statements supported in TypeScript so that we can work with them, right? Actually, operators in technical terms in computer programming, operator is an object. Technically in computer programming, operator is an object. So technically how we define operators actually. So in computer programming, So what are the arithmetic operators? What are the arithmetic operators? Arithmetic operators. What are the arithmetic operators? We have arithmetic operators. So I will just give a list. I will just give a list about the operators. So we have plus, this is for addition. We have subtraction. We have asterisk for multiplication, and slash for division, and a percentile for modulus, So modulus, that is division remainder, right? Remainder. And we have the operator, so double asterisk, and this is exponentation. Actually, it uses so math power function, power. So it is used to raise the value to its power, right? These are the arithmetic operators supported from, we have plus again, this is increment, and minus, this is decrement. So these are operators, arithmetic operators. Now important is in these arithmetic operators, technically. So the new operator is this exponentation. Earlier we should have a caret operator. So now we have double asterisk used as exponentation. This is exponentation. This is new. That's the reason the old versions of JavaScript cannot understand this operator. They will translate into math pow, and they will use as math pow. Math is an object, pow is an power function. That's how JavaScript old versions can understand. Here we can directly use this double asterisk. So technically, operators, arithmetic operators are these. I don't need to explain all, only the new thing I will give you here. So just let's keep a simple. LET, so X is a number and 2. And LET Y is also a number, and that is 3. And console.log, exponentation. So I am printing here X double asterisk Y. So that is the exponent operator we are having in the latest JavaScript. And the same is used by your TypeScript. So TypeScript don't have any special operators. It uses all JavaScript operators. Now I compile that here. So tsc demo.ts and node demo.js. And you can see that is the power 8, 2 to the power of 2 into 2 into 2, right? 2 to the power of 3. Actually, observe carefully. You go to the JavaScript file, JS file. You will see that in the JS file, it translated it into, in the JavaScript file, it translated into math pow. You can observe that it is using a variable X and variable Y, and it is translating into math pow. So the power value X and Y. Technically, the latest versions of JavaScript can directly understand that operator. Old versions cannot. So that's the reason, in order to make your operator understandable across various versions of JavaScript, it will convert into this math pow, because that is the traditional thing actually JavaScript can understand. That is exponent operator. We generally call this as an exponent operator. So this is one new operator that we have. one new operator that we have. So that is exponent operator. Exponentation is new, right? So in the operators, so one new operator is this exponent operators. That means it returns 8. It returns 8. That means actually it uses the functionality like math.pow and so 2 comma 3. That's what it actually returns. X and Y. That's how it manages. So this is the basic one new option in TypeScript and JavaScript you should know in arithmetic operators. I don't need to explain others, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, but if you are coming from JavaScript background, one basic thing you need to understand is what is supported in JavaScript. The same is not in TypeScript related to operations in different data types actually. That means, for example, in JavaScript, suppose true plus true is equal to how much? In JavaScript, what will be true plus true? It will be how much? How much true plus true? So in JavaScript, true plus true is 2, if you know JavaScript, right? True plus true is JavaScript, right? Right. That is the point here. Because you know that true is 1, 1 plus 1, it is 2. Generally, JavaScript uses Boolean true, right? The numerical value. Suppose I say 10 plus true. So is it how much? Is it valid? If valid, how much? Obviously, this will be 11. Am I right? JavaScript can handle that. JavaScript can handle that. And JavaScript usually does like that. JavaScript usually does like that. Right. Usually does like that. That means it will handle with that. Right. Now, important here, the point is in TypeScript, true plus true is, this is invalid. So you cannot use addition on a Boolean. That's not possible. And 10 plus true is, this is also invalid. You cannot perform addition on different types, Boolean and number. That is invalid. It will not allow at all. So what is allowed in JavaScript, that is related to the restrictions of JavaScript, abilities of JavaScript. What is not allowed in TypeScript is this. That means now you have to use strictly TypeScript to handle values of same types, and any other type or the same type like booleans and all, they are not valid. Suppose if I say true plus a will be how much? True plus a will be how much? Actually, this true plus a, actually comparison is invalid. Comparison is invalid. That means here comparison is invalid. But when you are concatenating anything, concatenating, that means this is true. That means it is what type? So it is a Boolean type. And this is a, that means it is what type? This is a string type. And here you are defining, so x plus y. And here you are defining addition. Actually, Generally, if you know programming, anything you concatenate with a string, anything you concatenate with a string will return a string. Am I right? I hope you are clear with that, right? It usually returns a string. Anything you concatenate with a string will return a string. That's a general programming concept, right? That means what you expect and what consequences are very important. These points look simple, but in several interviews, people fail in answering these small questions because they have to be aware of all consequences. And as for fresher level and experience level also, sometimes interviewer will concentrate on these type of questions. If he thinks that you are faking your experience, he will obviously ask such things to make sure that you are just a fresher, to understand that you are just a fresher. Because an expert should know all the consequences of different types and how to handle them. So that's the reason you need to be aware of this. In JavaScript, handling the operations on values is different, and in TypeScript it is different. If you know JavaScript, this is valid. This will be like it is true A, right? It is valid. But important point you should know that any other types it will be invalid. So TypeScript, while working with TypeScript, this one important basic thing you should know, right? Another important point is here, nothing other is special here. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, all of these operators you know. Increment and decrement. So suppose we are dealing with increment and decrement. Increment, decrement, you need to be aware of a simple point here is, so about post, increment, post and pre. Post and pre. This is only the point you need to be aware of. That's it. Actually, suppose if x is equal to 10 and y is equal to, so x plus plus, x plus plus. This is called post increment. Post increment. Now technically, finally, what will be the value of x and y? What will be the value of x and y? What will be the value of x and y? What will be the value of x and y? Right. So actually, the value of x will be 11 and value of y will be 10. That is what actually x and y, that is the actual operator x and y. Operator x and y. So that is what actually x and y. Right. 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 Now, who said it is invalid in TS, Mr. Kumar? Have I said that this is invalid in? Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen? Are you clear in watching the screen first? Here I written invalid or I written true A. And what I said, anything will string will use concatenation. Right, fine. Now here in this case, post increment. So post increment or post decrement actually. Suppose if I say y is equal to x minus minus, x minus minus. Actually, the value of x will be 9 and the value of y, the value of y will be 10. Understood? Right. That is the option. Right. So the point here is why? Because generally, if you know about the operations, how they are handled, increment and decrement, post increment and post decrement like operations, actually, post is nothing but post increment or post decrement is nothing but first this value will be assigned to the left operand, will be assigned to the left operand. After that, so the increment will happen. So this is first and this is second. Understood? This is first and this is second. Understood? Right. Can you, Mr. Ankit Gupta, can you come to mic once? Can you come to mic once? Yes, Ankit. Can you turn on your mic? What is your problem? Mr. Ankit, what is your problem? Hello, Mr. Ankit. Are you there? You have any problem? Mr. Ankit Gupta, you have any problem? We don't want to see your face. Just turn on the mic and talk. You have any problem, Ankit? You have any problem? This Ankit Gupta is saying that we know all about operators. Please continue with the next concept. Shall we do that? Ankit Gupta is a genius developer in software technology. I don't know from, he's from some XYZ MNC. Right. If you are such genius, then I saw that you are sending so many wrong answers related to the questions. Right. So don't be such overconfident about the points, right? And if you know, simply sit quiet for a while, right? Simply sit quiet for a while until the topic is finished, right? And again, continue in the next session if you think you are genius in this point, okay? Right. And I see that several basic things also you don't know, and you are sending wrong answers, and you are saying that you know everything. If you know everything, sit quiet, no problem, right? Others will learn at least, right? Yeah. Okay. Right. Now let's see the point here. So what is the concept here is post. Post means y, here we defined y is equal to x plus plus. The meaning of post is to tell that do this after assigning to this. Understood? That means this is the first thing will happen. That means what is x value first? X value is 10. And the 10 value is stored in y. That means y is also how much? 10. After assigning, second it will perform increment. Second it will perform increment. Right? Second it will perform increment. That means after assigning x value to y, now x will be x is equal to 10 plus 1, x plus 1. That means x is 11 and y is 10. I hope everyone understood. What do you mean by post? Understood everyone? Right? Right. That is post increment or post decrement. Post decrement means also same. Post decrement means what is happening here? Post decrement means technically post decrement is nothing but first it will assign x value to y. After assigning, then it will decrement minus 1. That means x equal to 10 minus 1, x equal to 9. Am I right? That is actually the post option. That means how it handles the post. Now pre-increment is x equal to 10 and y is equal to y is equal to plus y plus x. Now or y is equal to minus x. In this case, what happens is, usually what happens in this case is, technically, in this case, what happens here is, technically, first this will happen. First this will happen. Second this will happen. Understood? Then what will be the value of x and y? Tell me. X is equal to how much? Y is equal to how much? X is equal to how much? Y is equal to how much? I showed you that in this first increment part will happen. This is first. After that, assignment will happen. Understood? Assignment will happen. Then what will be the value of x and y? That means x equal to 11, y is equal to 11. Understood? Many people are still confused. They are sending 10, 10, 10 messages. You understood the point, pre and post? Everyone clear now? Right? That means first it will perform the increment and then it will assign. That's what generally happens. In that case, what is minus x? What will happen in this case? Second case, how much x value, how much y value? X and y both are how much? 9 na? Am I right? Yes. Okay, that's good. That is what generally increment and decrement. Usually while working with this, you need to know. So in arithmetic operators, this is, so x equal to 9, x equal to 11, and y also equal to 11. X equal to 9 and y is also 9. That's how it manages. Technically how it works. Right? This is what actually operator is. Technically what the operator is. Right. In the arithmetic operators. So only the important things you know. Right. So this is what generally arithmetic operators. Okay. So I hope everyone know about this, right? And understood this. If you don't know earlier, at least now you understood this, right? Okay. Next. So others don't need to explain because they are very simple. You know them. Addition, subtraction, consequence. I told you. So any other type, it will not allow. String type, it will perform a concatenation. That's how actually it works. Right. So first, once you know about operators, how do we use the operators. Then we will discuss the other options about operators. Okay. Second important is assignment operators. Assignment operators. Assignment operators, we have so many operators like operator and description. What are the assignment operators usually we have? So assignment operators, we have equal, so that is equal, and we have plus equal, that means add and assign, minus equal, that is subtract and assign, assign, and we have asterisk and equal, that is multiply and assign, right, and slash equal, right, and that is divide and assign. The word is important, and modulus equal, this is modulus and assign, and double asterisk equal, and this is exponent and assign, like this. These are all comes under the category of assignment operators. Okay. So first important, you need to understand different types of operators. Then we will work with them in various occasions. These are general. That means, for example, you are configuring. So x equal to 10. So then y is equal to 20. If I write x plus equal to y, x plus equal to y, then what will be the value of x and y? Usually what will be the value of x and y? That means what is this point actually? X is equal to x plus y. Understood? X is equal to x plus y. That means here x is equal to how much? So 10 plus 20. That means x equal to 30. And y is unchanged. It will be 20 only. Am I right? That is the general thing. Similarly, or others also. All other operators also. So no need to explain about other operators, how they are handled. Okay. Next important, after understanding this, you have to know about comparison operators. What are the various comparison operators? So comparison operators, so we have operator and description. So the basic comparison operators, we have this is equal and this is identical equal, and we have not equal, and not identical. So not identical. Others we know, this is greater than, this is so greater than or equal, so we have less than, greater than or equal, less than, and less than or equal, like this, less than or equal. So these are the comparison operators. Now in this, the new thing that you should know is actually in JavaScript, suppose x equal to 10, it is a string, and y is equal to 10, it is a number. Now x equal to y, what it will return? Is it true or false? Is it true or false? So this actually in JavaScript, it returns true. It returns true. That is general in JavaScript. It returns true. Why? Because JavaScript have a concept called type inference. Type inference. In many interviews, they will ask you this question: what is type inference? How do we use this actual? What is meant by type inference? Type inference is nothing but identifying the data type according to the value present inside the memory. That means we don't need to tell about the type. So compiler is able to understand the type according to the value defined. In the codes, you written a number, but you represent it as a string. Then JavaScript have the ability to implicitly, internally, because it is only a numeric value in quotes, it will convert this into number and it will compare. That means now obviously it is going to be true. I hope everyone understood that, right? Double equal is going to use a type inference mechanism. Through type inference mechanism, it is going to convert the type of that numeric value. Remember, it can convert only when it is having a numeric value. Suppose if we defined x equal to 10a, then y is equal to 10 and x equal to y, this will return false. Understood? It will return false. Am I right? It will return false. Both are not equal. Now the question here is, am I able to compare or not? Am I able to compare two different types or not? Am I able to compare two different types or not? Am I able to compare two different types or not? Yes, we are able to compare two different types. Now, if we are using triple equal, means identical equal, this is always false. Triple equal means it will not use type inference. It will not convert. It will compare exactly as they are available. Understood? Right. That means it will not compare. It will not compare. It will not compare if they are not same type. The comparison will not happen at all. Then obviously every time it will be false. Every time it will be false. It is false because both are not same type. It is false because both are not same type. Both are not same type. It is false because both are not same type. So that is what actually JavaScript implicitly handles it. Implicitly handles it. That is very common in JavaScript actually. For example, I am writing some logic here. So see, suppose I said x equal to, this is directly in JavaScript I am showing it, x equal to 10 and y is equal to 10. And here I am writing a comparison, x equal to y. So here I will print x double equal y. Now, as I explained to you, I compile this now, node demo.js. When I compile this, you can see it says true. I hope everyone understood that. That means it is comparing it. If I say A, then it cannot implicitly compare. Implicitly compare. Then I am compiling this and run this, then it says false. So the numeric value, then it can implicitly compare. The numeric value can implicitly compare, right? Numeric value will implicitly compare. That's what, for example, you say A, and here you are defining some 65, right? You are defining A65. That is the ASCII value of A. Am I right? ASCII value of A. Now, what do you think? ASCII value of the way it is false. Why? Because it is not converting this type. It is not converting this type. It will convert any string. It will convert anything string. It is converting any string. Right? It is converting any string. It is converting string is there. String it will never convert. It will convert only if it is a numeric type value. Understood? Mr. Dash, Jaban Dash. Understood? Right? It is not going to convert into ASCII value. Right? It is not going to convert into ASCII value. Right? That means it is, if it is 65, the same value in quotes, now it will be true. Understood? Right? It is converting a string representation into numeric. Don't think that it will convert into it ASCII code. Understood? It is converting a string representation into number. String representation into number. Now don't think that it is the ASCII value. It is converting into it, right? Yeah. Right. That is the point you need to understand. Right. Now here, this is what generally X means equal, double equal. Suppose if I put triple equal, if I use triple equal, that means it will never compare. Now always it will return false. Am I right? Huh? I hope everyone understood, right? Always it returns false. So that means it is not going to compare. It is not going to compare. I will run this. It will be false. It will be false. So that's what generally we need to know. Generally we need to understand. Right. So the concept here is triple equal is identical equal. That means it will compare. Triple equal can compare only values of same type. Double equal can compare values of different types. If possible, it can return. If not possible, it will show invalid. I hope everyone understood this. Clear? Difference between double equal and triple equal. Right. Now, based on that, you know how do we handle that? Different types of options. How do we handle different types of options? That means various types of values. Right. So basic thing is this. What is double equal and what is? So in TypeScript, important is you are not actually allowed to compare two different types. So you have to note in TypeScript is strongly typed. So it will not allow to compare values of different types. Compare values of different types even with double equal. Understood? even with double equal, right? Even with the double equal, right? So the point is this, we already clearly saw that. That means here I given you clearly x equal to 10. This triple equal means it will be false. Double equal means it will be true. Already given there, right? So the point is in TypeScript, when you are dealing this in TypeScript, suppose it is trying to compare two different types. That means here I will define. So like this is x is equal to y and x is 10. X is 10. And usually the data type you define as a string. And y you define as number, and it is a numeric 10. And here we are finding out the value. That means I am writing x equal to y, x equal to y. It will show directly invalid. I hope you understood. Right? You don't need to compare the types. Right? So now our Ankit Gupta has a doubt why I am using a question mark here. Right? Seriously, Ankit Gupta, you know any programming language and operators? Huh? Right? What do you think this is? X equal to y question mark. Why I am using question mark? Right? Because I am asking you a question. Question is asked with a question mark. Am I right? Huh? Right. Yeah. Now don't think that it is ternary operator. Because once you start thinking at NASA level, then you will have so many doubts. Come to our general programming level. Okay? Right. Then you will clearly understand. Right? So this is general string representation. Right? Yeah. And you know, strings are enclosed in backticks. We already discussed about that. Right. Fine. Okay. Now, this is not possible. Then many people ask one doubt. Then what is necessary of triple equal here, sir? Am I right? Huh? Understood? Then what is the necessary of triple equal? Do you think triple equal necessary here? Do you think triple equal necessary? All right. Actually, you need this triple equal in handling multi-level comparisons. Multi-level comparisons, not in a single comparison actually. What is multi-level comparison? I will tell you later. Multi-level comparison. I will tell you the situation because for that, already I given triple equal example. Na? Here I written triple equal here. I showed you practically also. You still have any doubt in that? I given triple equal na? Already. I showed you example. It is not able to work. Am I right? Right. Huh. Right. We discussed about that. Right. Right. Now, important is where we need to use this triple equal now in TypeScript, actually the situation, how it actually demands in that. Generally, we use this in multi-level comparisons. Multi-level comparisons means for that we need to use complex data. Later, when we are working with the data in Angular, I will show you here one basic point I will explain you. The basic point is, suppose we have data table. We have a data table. In the data table, we have name and we have price. Now, what we have to do is we have name TV and price. Okay, some value. And we have mobile, another price, some value. Just roughly I'm defining. Another name and different price. Now important is sometimes here name is string type and price is number type. We are using name, string and number. Now actually I want to sort or filter the data. So my condition is nothing but if name is equal, then sort by price. Am I right? If name is equal, then sort by price. So these type of conditions will come regularly now, right? Suppose we are sorting the data. When you are sorting the data, so usually you sort data based on multiple fields. Suppose I am sorting, so we are sorting by name. And if name is equal, then we have to sort by price. Understood? Sort by price. We need to go multi-level sorting. Then it should display according to the price if name is equal. Then in this case, when we compare, generally we compare like this. If name is equal to TV, if I compare like this, you are comparing with only this, only value. Okay, be careful here. One more point is that suppose there is another field, category. Its data type is any type. Now in this category, we have one. So 1, and we have some 2. And here we are having TV. Category also TV. Because any type means it can handle both string and numbers. Then what is the problem in this type of comparison is what happens now is name is double equal to TV. That's what we are defining here. If you are comparing like this, then usually sometimes means I will show you the situation dynamically how it will happen. Actually, the name and category, that means we can filter, we can sort based on name and category. Both are stored in one variable only. One variable, we will get the value. Now, usually what should happen is we have to compare name is equal to TV. Category is also equal to TV. That means what should happen now is it will compare with the field. Not only comparing with the field, it should compare with the data type of that field also. Data type of that field means, so to avoid the conflict in multi-level sorting, it should say that it should be TV and it should be string type. Then only I will sort. That means you have to compare the value and its data type also. Then it will be sorted. Then double equal is not recommended in this situation. Why? Because double equal is recommended only when you are comparing the value, not its type. Because if it is any type, it should not compare. If it is string type only, then it should compare. In that case, if it is any type, if it compares, then it will get this category based sorting also will happen. I want to sort only when it is TV and its type is string. That means if it belongs to only name field, then only it should sort. Otherwise, it should not sort, because many times the same will come in different fields. In different fields, the same will come. But we have to compare only by name, not by category. Means not by any type, only by string type. In that case, in this situation, triple equal is good. Triple equal means you are comparing the value and its type also. Understood? You are comparing the value and its type. You are configuring the type and its value. Right? If you are comparing only value, not its type, then which operator you should use? If you are comparing only value, not its type, then which operator we have to use? Double equal. If you are comparing the value and its type, then which one you have to do? Triple equal, right? That is what actually the basic difference. This type of examples are very common in our Angular. There you can practically see how to implement these and work with them, right? I hope everyone is clear with this part, right? Now, once you know about this examples, we will see how to work and how do we handle. Okay, right. So then some more operators are there, bitwise and special operators, that we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Then we can finish with operators and we can continue with statements. How do we work with the statements, right? Tomorrow we'll continue with that, right?